Guys, welcome back to the SaaS Sales Misfit podcast. And this week we are covering two topics. Number one, SaaS sales tactics that are dead versus the ones that actually work today. I'm going to walk you through what's working right now and what you need to avoid if you don't want to destroy your pipeline. Number two, we are taking an enterprise deep dive. Off the back of episode 1, we're going to go deeper into what enterprise sales really looks like right now and the strategies USDRs and UAEs need to implement to close deals, not close your career. But first, I've got a gripe. SaaS sales tactics that are dead but are still being pushed by gurus and experts. The advice they're giving, a lot of it, and I'm not saying every single sales coach does this, but there's a lot of noise out there that's actually really hurting SDRs and A's in the SaaS space. And in a minute, I am going to give you the plays that actually do work. I'm going to walk you through them step by step so there's no confusion. But before I even get to that, here's what's really bugging me. Some of these so-called experts are literally posting the exact same content they posted 1, 2, even 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, even 2 months ago. No edits, no updates, nothing. It's the exact same, word for word, copy and paste. I mean, at least run it through ChatGPT and ask it for a variation, right? Like most normal people are doing. My point is, it's lazy. And the way the market is right now, we can't afford to be giving lazy advice. It's way too tough for that. And it got me thinking. I've seen a few posts out recently as well from this guy, and I've known of him for a couple of years now, and I think he's great at what he does. This is where the car selling industry, especially if you're out in the States, but even over here, it has got a leg up on the SaaS space. They've got a beast like Andy Elliott to push the standard, to drive the hype. He's the ultimate hype man, but he backs it up in talent and skill and advice. If you watch some of his stuff, you realize this guy knows. I mean, if I wanted to teach anyone how to sell cars, I'd direct them to Andy Elliott. That's how good he is. And if I was selling cars right now, I'd be fired up. And honestly, love him or hate him, SaaS needs that same kind of hype. And definitely right now more than ever. So stop pushing the same old lazy recycled material and advice, guys, because you're not helping anyone. Right, that's my moan of the week. Done. Let's move on. Now, we're going to get into it. The first part. There are sales tactics out there that people are still preaching on LinkedIn, but in 2025, they're not just outdated. They could potentially end your career. So what I've done is I've built out a little deck and I want to run through the 5 biggest SaaS sales tactics that are officially dead and the plays you can use instead that are proven to work right now in this space. Right. Number 1, the spray and pray cold email. Now, the advice isn't word for word, but sending something like 1,000 emails a week, the whole point is volume is king. Well, that's actually not the reality. Everyone's inbox is overflowing. Generic emails get deleted super quick. Okay. So what doesn't work is subject lines like quick question or what if you could save 20%? It's not going to work in today's market. The buyers are too savvy and, it's lazy. It's a far more complex market and those lines shouldn't work today. Probably ever, really, to be honest. But anyway, here's what works instead. Real deep insights. Go on to LinkedIn and find out something about the business and then reference it. Okay. So referencing their hiring trends or a recent funding round or their CFO's comments on cost cutting. You need to lead with real insight, not fake curiosity, right? Number 2, BANT qualification. A lot of you are doing this without even realizing, right? Budget, authority, need, timeline. The advice is if they don't have budget, move on. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think these businesses were just waiting for you to call and just keeping that budget there just in case you called them? No, obviously not. No company has budget just sitting around waiting for you, right? So budgets get created when you highlight a pain point that is so big and so painful, they need to fix it. All right. Do you have budget for this project, or variations of this question on a first call? That is a terrible rookie mistake. And the thing is, a lot of sellers are still doing this. Do you have budget for this project? You're trying to find out if they've got budget. And it's almost a checklist question that comes up. We've all done it, by the way. I've done it. What works instead is better frameworks like MEDDIC or MEDPICC. MEDDIC is great, and MEDPICC as well, focusing on that pain, right? Figuring out the metrics, the decision criteria, the buying process, the champions you've got there. Your job is to basically uncover a problem urgent enough that they make the budget for it. Okay, moving on to number 3, the hard close. We've all been there, haven't we? The end of quarter discounts. The advice: push hard at the end of month, offer discounts, force urgency. Look, we need to give our buyers more credit and more credence. Buyers see right through this. Discounts don't really create urgency anymore. They actually create a bit of skepticism. And once you cave on the price, it's done. Yeah, they'll come back to you. They know if they get a price for this quarter, they get the same price next quarter, right? You know it. So if you know it, they know it. These people are buying software potentially. You give them a price for this quarter, it's for this quarter only, can't have the same discount next quarter. They'll come to you at the same time next quarter, and guess what? You'll give them the same, if not better. And the worst thing is, you can't even quote them the original price because they've already got your email and have already got a memory from the previous quarter and gone, hey, John, you offered me X last quarter. That's now the starting point, and they're going to try and negotiate down from there. Guys, you need to think about this. Think twice before you start offering discounts. This offer expires Friday. Everyone knows you're going to roll out the same discount end of next month, end of next quarter, end of next H. This is what works instead, and this is what I want AEs to be doing. Create urgency through impact, not discounts. Forget discounts. This is all about impact. Tie your solution to business goals or risks. If we don't fix this before Q4, here's what it's going to cost you. We've already gone through this, Mr. Prospect, and we've gone through everything that we've gone through. We've realized how much this is costing you from a weekly point of view, a monthly point of view, a quarterly point of view. Here's the price for our solution right now. It's not an end of quarter discount, but what it does do is it helps you save X amount for next quarter. And here is the cost of inaction, of you not moving forward with our solution. This is what it's going to cost you next quarter. Create that urgency, because that's going to land way better. They're immune. They're already immunized, or if that's the right word, to these discounts. When they hear discount, yeah, it's end of month. Yeah, Neil, it's Friday. Yeah, go on, it's month end. Yeah, sure. What's your latest discount, mate? Right? That's exactly what they're thinking. They're immune to any discount, any offer that you're offering at the moment. And think about it. Does it actually work? And yes, we've all been there, and we've done a few deals here and there where we've gone, actually, well, if you can move today, I can pull this lever. Yes. But when it comes to those end of month and end of quarters, don't forget, they're just sitting there expecting it from you. Be different, stand out, tie it to impact, take control of that negotiation, because they're sitting back waiting for you to offer them a discount. And what I want you guys to do is to go there and go, hey, you ready to move? Hold on, this guy's not offering me a discount. No, I'm not. What I am offering you is a solution to the massive headache and problem that you've got right now that's going to cost you X amount if you don't get this product right now. That's the way you take control back when you're negotiating, instead of pulling your pants down straight off from the bat and then getting them pulled down even further next quarter, next month, next year. Number 4, always be closing objection handling. Okay. This is the advice. Don't take no for an answer, rebuttal everything. Now, you don't want to take no for an answer, but you don't want to be combative and rebuttal everything. Your aim is to be a bit more curious, right? And don't forget, in today's market, these buyers are educated. They've done their research. Yeah, if you go combative on objections, you won't win the deal. You'll just get ghosted. No one's got time for that. How do you know if this is the line? And we've seen it. We discussed it the other episode a couple of weeks ago. How do you know you're not interested if you don't even know what I'm selling? That is not sales, guys. That is going to rub someone up the wrong way. You're not going to get anywhere with that. What you want to do is lead with curiosity. Curiosity, curiosity, curiosity. Why is your friend? The question why. You use it every day with people that you speak to, your colleagues, your friends, your family. But for some reason, we forget to use it with prospects. Why? Because we've put them up on a pedestal. They're not up on a pedestal. You're on an equal footing with these guys. Are you not interested because you already have a tool in place, or is it because it's just not a priority for you right now? Keep the conversation alive without being pushy. Yeah, it's just not a priority for us right now. Okay, look, great to hear. Totally get it. What is? Yeah, keep the conversation moving forward. Use a curious nature. Why? What? How? Yeah, these kind of questions will get you it will get you a bit more credibility. B, will get you to the real pain points. Number 5, feature dump demos. We've all been guilty of this. The advice, show them everything, wow them with features. That's not even the advice that's actually been given half the time. It's maybe advice given ages ago that's stuck in people's heads, to be fair. And what that means is people are itching, aren't they? They do a discovery. They're itching to show a demo. I see it all the time. I see it around me. And I've always seen it. People are itching to show the product, to show the demo. And it's great if you've got a pain point. That is great. Then you can show them the specific feature that solves their problem. But buyers don't care about every bell and whistle. Stop showing them everything. They're already overwhelmed. Just because you know the product, they might be seeing it they're most likely actually seeing it for the first time. You understand the product. You sell it every day for a living. You look at it and work in it every day. They don't. You're going to show them everything. They're going to be so overwhelmed. They don't even know what's going on, right? A feature dump is just desperate. And here's a dead giveaway, right? Every single demo lasts the exact same length of time. And I know so many people who are guilty of this. They'll run the same demo for every prospect. How can that be the right thing to do if every prospect is unique and every prospect has a slightly different problem? How can you run the same demo and all of them run 45 minutes or 60 minutes, bang on the mark? Like you know that can't be right. Tailored problem first demos only show what solves their pain. It's what they care about right now. You can then later on expand it out if you need to, right? The sales cycles might be lengthy. And so initially, get that credibility by solving the problem they want solved right now. And obviously, you'd move this a lot quicker in the SMB space. But if there's a problem in mid-market or enterprise, show them that problem and we'll show them the solution to that particular problem. And as time goes on, when you uncover more, hey, you know what? You mentioned something about X, Y, and Z. Well, check this out. I think you might like it. But don't overwhelm them in one go. All right? And I've written here, better yet, don't even show the product in the first meeting. Show insights, customer stories, ROI. That's what builds trust. Well, look, this is dependent now on whether you work in the SMB space, mid-market, enterprise, and it's also dependent on the client's problem. So use this as and where you can, but sometimes you will actually have a meeting where you don't even go into the platform. Do your deep discovery and then show them insights, show them customer stories, show them actual ROI, what has worked for ROI in terms of ROI terms for others. All right. That's what builds trust. You need to build trust. However you do it, you can't build trust just by feature dumping. Solve the problem first and then expand further down the line. That's absolutely fine. Do not feature dump. Show them what solves the problem. And don't be too eager, guys. Don't be too eager to jump into the platform. So, guys, let's wrap that up. Number 1, spray and pray emails. Number 2, BANT. Number 3, hard close discounts. Number 4, always be closing. Number 5, feature dump demos. All of them dead. The winners in 2025, they prospect with insight, qualify with pain, create urgency through impact, and handle objections with curiosity, not combativeness. That's how you sell today. And look, I know the market is tough. And as we've discussed over the last couple of weeks, the SDRs are getting hit the hardest right now. So that is why I have built an objection handling masterclass for USDRs. It covers everything from top to bottom, A to Z with objection handling, from why you get them to how to handle them to complete talk tracks that are easy to learn and apply across different objections. Now, I'm giving the first 50 people 50% off. The coupon code for that is in the description along with the link. Click on it now and join the masterclass. All right, guys, on to the second part here, enterprise deep dive. Let's take a deeper dive into the enterprise side of things. If you're selling in enterprise today, your job has completely changed. Deals aren't stalling because your product is rubbish. They're stalling because the buying process is an absolute minefield. Finance is gatekeeping budgets, legal is dragging timelines, IT is poking holes in security, and you're sitting there with one lonely champion thinking, that'll do. Spoiler alert, it won't. So let me show you how to combat the battles you're facing in enterprise right now. And this is for both you AEs and SDRs. Number one, multi-threading at enterprise level. Why it matters. Deals stall because of hidden veto players. Finance, procurement, IT, legal. I'm giving you guys a practical play. AEs, map out the buying committee before you're meeting your first demo. Before the meeting with the prospect, map out on a business plan or a deck that you've created the buying committee. And it's okay to leave gaps because guess what? They will help you fill in the gaps because you've come prepared. Here's what I know so far, Mr. or Mrs. Prospect. My understanding is X, Y, and Z and ABC will be involved in this process, but I'm not sure if A, I've got this right, and B, there's other people missing from here. Are you able to assist? Before you even ask that, they're going to tell you that person's not right. It's human nature to correct. It's human nature to correct people. If I go around telling everyone the sky is green, the first thing people are going to do is what? No, Neil, the sky's blue or grey if you're in the UK. Use MEDDIC, MEDPICC as a framework. Now, SDRs, you can help this process by finding soft champions across departments before those first calls. Finance contacts, security leaders, HR heads, depending on the tool. It's in your best interest that the AE is fully armed to build that credibility and try and get this deal over the line because it's a deal that will also count for you because you sourced it. Work as a team. Every meeting, aim to add one new stakeholder. Now, there are enterprise spaces where you will potentially have one or two champions and your decision-making process is very straightforward. However, in those more complex cycles, what we want to do is make sure we progress from one meeting to the next by adding other stakeholders. If there's multiple people involved in the decision making and buying process, you want to get face time with all of them. The moment you don't is the moment they could be potential black swans and they can derail your team, derail your deal at any given moment, and you've got no visibility on it. You want to make sure that you get face time with every single stakeholder and every single person involved in the buying process, or as many as you can, because everyone that you don't is a person that could derail your deal without you even realizing. And then I've obviously added, don't leave until you know who else will be involved in this decision. It all ties up into one. Okay, number two, CFO first mindset. What do I mean? In 2025, the CFO is the main blocker. How do you get past this? Shift your messaging. Stop selling growth. CFOs are being armed with business mandates to cut spending, to streamline the business, and not net new spend. So if you're selling growth, guess what? They're switching off. You need to start getting on the same page as them. Align yourself with their goals, sell cost avoidance, sell risk reduction, sell consolidation, sell return on investment, and speed. Speed kills. Bring ROI frameworks to every deal, guys. Not just our software is faster, but we can cut, be specific, we can cut X amount of dollars in redundant licenses or reduce risk of compliance fines by Y%. Remember, we spoke a couple of weeks ago about the lay of the land and how across the SaaS space, over 50% of user licenses, software licenses, are not being utilized. Well, guess who knows that? The CFO, the prospects you're speaking to, the finance departments, the business as a whole knows they're using less than half the licenses they purchased previously. You want to align with that? We can cut X amount of dollars in redundant licenses. Again, link this to whatever you're selling, guys. Yeah. Build a business case doc in parallel with your champion. Already start it before you've even had a meeting with them. And then this is a document you're going to build together. And why you're doing this? Because they can walk into the CFO's office armed with numbers, not just hype. Obviously, you want to get FaceTime with the CFO. There will be times where you can't and you don't have access to someone. You need to make sure your champion is prepped. That is your job. You can't control what they do in a meeting from a distance, but you definitely can't have any influence if you haven't got a business case doc that you've built together with them and prepped them. Number 3, enterprise discovery over checklist. What do I mean by that? The old way of SDRs qualifying with BANT and A's asking the same questions, they're done. They are finished. You're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to wind people up. You're probably going to end up having no-shows in the second meeting as a result. The new way, SDRs, you're going to uncover real business pain and you're going to collect company-specific context. Not just do you have budget, but how are you managing X today and what's the cost of that? AEs, you're going to run an exec level discovery. Get the prospect to look up and think. Yeah, that look there. That's a great question, Neil. Yes. Ask questions that reframe the way they see their problem. For example, what would happen if this problem isn't solved in the next 12 months? Which budget bucket would this come from and who owns it? And another great question I love, if you could reallocate $1 million tomorrow, where would you put it? Get them thinking. These are questions that not everyone is asking. This will separate you from 95% of other AEs out there. Number 4, enterprise proof points, POCs and pilots. Buyers don't trust promises, especially in today's market. They need proof, guys, and we can do all the selling we want and we can be the best salesperson in the world. If we can't show them some proof that this works in their environment, you think they're going to invest, especially with their business mandate they've got of not spending on new tools? No chance. Position pilots not as trials, but as low-risk experiments with success criteria. Easy for me to say. Always define measurable outcomes up front. Look, get your trial parameters or your experiment parameters in place before we roll it out. Just so we can agree on something. If we can reduce X by 15% in 30 days, would this be something that you think the business would move forward on? Again, relay it to your current job, situation, tool, business, whatever you're working with. The SDRs, you've got a different angle here. When booking the first meeting, set the expectations. Many of our enterprise customers start with a 30-day pilot. Is that how long your organization normally needs to validate new tech? Now, you might not do a 30-day pilot. You might do 14-day. Well, again, this is just an example. But start asking these questions so they're not suddenly then caught off guard by the AE. Make the AE's job easier by setting and managing expectations of your prospect while showing credibility. Typically, a lot of our customers start off with a 14-day pilot or a 14-day experiment, however you want to word it. Is that how your organization normally validates new tech? Well, actually, it isn't, but it would be a great way to validate it. Okay, great. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is enterprise, it's not SMB. We're not trying to get it over the line ASAP here. Oh, obviously, we are, but there's more hoops and more hurdles and more teams, more stakeholders that we need to manage. Okay, so naturally the sales cycle is going to be longer. And number 5, enterprise objection handling. Key enterprise objections today. We don't have budget. Reframe that to where could budget be reallocated? We already have tools. Flip that to are they being fully used or are you overpaying for shelfware? Not a priority right now. What priorities are on the table? Could this actually support them? Now you're speaking their language. They've got other priorities and you're trying to sell them something else. No, these are the priorities. Understand them and then understand where can we add value and support their priorities. They're not going to shift their priorities suddenly because you're an extra charismatic salesperson. Here's a mindset you need to have. Objection equals clues about internal politics and funding. Everything is about internal politics and funding. Instead of batting them down, which is going to get you nowhere. And you know this, yeah, logic. When you have an argument with a colleague or a friend or family member, what happens when you start arguing and being combative with them? You get nowhere. Use them to uncover who's blocking and why. If you know who's blocking it and you know why they're blocking it, now that knowledge becomes power. Information's power for you guys. Then you can utilize it accordingly. Number 6, enterprise AE equals a project manager. It's a new reality, guys. Closing a 500K deal is 80% orchestration, 20% selling. Now, those numbers might change a little bit depending on what you're selling and depending on the actual products and the sales cycles. But fundamentally, you are a project manager as well as a salesperson. You're coordinating legal, security, finance, IT, end users, and in some cases, exec sponsors, right? Multiple teams. The best reps use a mutual action plan. If you don't know what a mutual action plan is, it's basically a simple document that says, here's a path to signature, here's who owns what, here's the timeline. And then you're going to share it with them and say, look, I'm going to send this across to you. So now we've got certain timelines to work with. And now you have a reason every time you follow up, are we still on track? We had a deadline day of 27th of August for X. Have we managed to hit that? We've hit a snag on our side. Right. Okay. Why is that? Okay, cool. Then you can adjust it and adjust your mutual action plan. SDRs, you're no longer appointment setters. You're researchers and problem hunters. AEs, you're not showmen anymore. You're risk managers and project leads. If you play at that level, you'll survive. If you don't, you'll be part of the 80% of reps that are set to miss quota this year. Guys, enterprise has changed. It is time you changed with it. Okay, guys, that's it for another week of the SaaS Sales Misfit podcast. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you need more discovery questions like the ones we've just discussed, I've put together my personal best 50 questions that you need in today's market. They're free and the link is in the description below. Knock yourself out. And guys, if you liked it, please like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm. It helps me reach more people and it means I can continue helping others. And if you're after more content similar to this, click on the next video and I'll see you lot there.